440 hertz is the precise frequency that generates harmonic distortion in the polar molecules of the body. If there's any doubt as to what I'm saying to be a fact, all you have to do is look at the effects of what 440 hertz does to a drop of water underneath a cymatoscope. You can clearly see the disruptive ripples in the water. 432 hertz complements the human frequency, as opposed to 440 hertz that cancels it out. 440 hertz was implemented as the standard tuning by the Rockefellers many years ago for this purpose, because it agitates the body and it puts you into a state of like a psychotic dependency, like looping. It generates agitation and duress, anxiety, pressure, tension. It induces these things. That's why they put it in almost all of the mainstream music. Now, of course, you'll get the industry professionals that will utilize plausible deniability and, if necessary, cognitive dissonance to explain it away as absolute nonsense. But all you have to do is expose yourself to the frequencies and see for yourself what 440 hertz does to you, how it makes you feel. It disturbs you, it agitates you, it upsets you. And how 432 hertz, it makes you feel good, calm and relaxed. And just look at the effects of 432 hertz on water underneath a cymatoscope. You'll clearly see that there is no debate. They particularly go towards the 440 hertz frequency because that frequency, more than any other, is really what taps into the elements of distortion, aggravation, frustration in the human condition, because you're mainly comprised of water. This is the reason why it is heavily applied in all of modern music. And the fact that 440 hertz, once you become pulverized by these frequencies, it knocks you out of alignment with the Earth's natural, biological, organic frequency. So therefore, this leaves you with no other option other than to plug into something mechanical, artificial, and synthetic. Virtual reality, artificial intelligence, instead of actual reality and natural intelligence. You're now out of alignment with Mother Earth. The reason the Earth is mainly comprised of water is because water is the single unifying element that binds both the spiritual realm and the material world together as one. That's why we breathe water. We're born in water when we are in our mother's womb. And you're born to this world, it's mainly comprised of water. The body is mainly comprised of water. It's that way for a reason, because it is the greatest conductor of energy, because you're an electromagnetic force. That's what the human body is. You have the same elements in you to be a magnetic transceiver, and it's that way for a reason. Human beings do not possess deoxyribonucleic acid. The double helix model was created in 1953 by two scientists. What human beings have is chromosomes. These are your divine transceivers. And that's what allows you to send and receive signals. What also allows you to establish a 100% connectivity, a 100% receptivity with zero latency to the divine. All transmissions are sent through the heart to the soul. Now, if 440 hertz is introduced into the equation, it knocks everything out of alignment. It causes you to be very chaotic and frenetic, panicking, short-tempered, anxious, nervous, tense, anxiety, pressure, stress, hypertension, hypervigilance. There's an invisible boogeyman outside the door. Everything is an existential threat. That's exactly the atmosphere that they want you to be kept in. That's why it's always wise, if you're going to listen to pure tones, stay away from 440 hertz, because it's doing irreparable damage to the entirety of your anatomical system. And I'm not a doctor. I don't need to be. This is just common sense. What I'm referring to is frequencies. Frequencies that generate effects on the body. And 440 hertz generates a detrimental effect on the body. So that's the reason why mainstream music is littered with that frequency. And also, as I've mentioned before in a previous video, something referred to as backmasking. This is where they embed these subliminal messages inside of music that you can only perceive when they are played backwards or in reverse. And this conditions your subconscious mind subliminally to become acclimated to this and begin listening to these things in obeyance. And you don't even realize this is happening because this is imperceivable. This is done on a subconscious level that you can't even perceive on a conscious level. That's why they put it in there. And it's loaded with all types of hexes, incantations, curses, spells, all of that stuff. It's in there. Just like all of the signals that you receive when you open up your cell phone. It's a portal. It's no coincidence that your cell phone is in the shape of a door. A door is a portal. Whatever you're connecting with is a stream of energy that is passing through that door to your subconscious mind. Now, when you are tapped into something satanic, because you don't realize you are, the frequencies that you're receiving through that door are laden with subliminal implantations that are thoroughly woven in the codes and the streams of energy that are pulverizing your subconscious mind. Now, what's actually happening on a metaphysical level is these demonic parasites are attaching themselves to your subconscious brain. They are manipulating your reality, they're controlling your brainwaves, and they are formulating thought patterns that you follow, thinking that these are your thoughts when they're not. This is exactly what's happening. That's why when you plug into certain aspects, you feel down, heavy, suffocating. And when you plug into other aspects of a high vibrational nature, you feel the opposite. To give you a quick example before I end this video, imagine you're sitting in your home, in a room alone, your living room, watching TV. Now, you decide to watch a comedy. Now, just sense the atmosphere when you're watching that comedy. It's very lighthearted. It's very cheerful, very bright, very easygoing. Now, through that same television, which is a door turned on its side, a portal, click on a horror movie and watch how fast that light atmosphere goes heavy, dense, and dark, and you become very suffocating, laden, like something's pressing down on you. You feel like you're being choked because you're actually evoking the darkness through that portal to pass through that entrance and saturate your environment. Imagine if instead of invisible waves of energy, it was water. Your whole home would be flooded with the contamination of darkness. That's exactly what's happening. And you drown in it. And this is the reason why so many people are so volatile and angry and short-tempered, because they're continually exposing themselves to these low vibrational frequencies and they're not giving themselves a break. So that's why they're so boom, and they're ready to go. Just look at them the wrong way. All you have to do basically these days is just establish eye contact for a second and they just get set off. It's because of everything that's being done to them. And then you have the food. I don't even want to get into that. The things they put in the food, I can make another video on that, as I probably will. But that's a topic for another video. But anyway, you don't realize how you're being bombarded from every area. Either the narratives that they're feeding you that are lies, the food that they're feeding you that are poison, the music you listen to, the movies you watch, it's all laden in these satanic energies. And then you're soaking it up. And these things are unconsciously affecting you and subconsciously affecting you until they get to the conscious level. And then they become a part of your intrinsic nature, that you naturally become so acclimated to these things unconsciously that you become them. And that's exactly by design. So the 440 hertz frequency is detrimental. They'll deny it, but there's a reason that the Rockefellers put it in there and they standardized it as the measurement of tuning for the entire music industry. And if you don't believe anything I say, you go look it up. It's all true and it's all there. But it's all there for a reason. And it's a nefarious reason, of course. But if you are high enough in a vibrational field of energy, there isn't anything that you cannot transmute. Granted, there are some things beyond your control that you have to give to the earth or to the universe. But for the most part, predominantly everything that you experience in your panoramic field of energy, you can transmute it as a divine, supernatural, esoteric alchemist that you are. Which, by the way, they never told you when you were a kid. Say, hey, by the way, do you know that you're a magician? You know, you're a divine alchemist. You're an ethereal, illuminated being. Never heard those words, right? You won't from them. They'll tell you, the little girls, here's your Barbie doll, and wait for your Prince Charming so you can get married. And the boys get the G.I. Joes and the guns and the war and the knives and the explosions, and that's it. That's how they predict predictive programming, and they program these children. That's exactly done by design. But anyway, I'm not going to stray off course. You have a wonderful day. God bless. And as again, I've always said before, you are always loved and you are never alone. Peace be with you always.